The best coaches in the game, we really ain't playing. We regroup up in the Slack chat where the coaches debrief. We be piecing these puzzles, occupy the chunk of the pie. Ain't no lie when we hit the block, helmets, casket is top. You be seeing helmet after helmet, helmet after helmet. First place, second place, fifth place, eighth place, 12th place, 15, 16, 20. So many helmets, you got blurred vision, we got too many.
What up, guys? It is DFS Up North, aka Josh Thomas from DFS Army, and I'm here today to talk to you guys about a couple of things. We got some exciting stuff going on over at DFS Army, and sports are really starting to come back. So if you are looking for a site that provides every piece of content for every single sport, as they are coming back here, we are going to continue to ramp up our content schedule. But in the meantime, we've been covering everything and crushing, right? So if you are looking for a new site, you're maybe looking to get into DFS this summer, you've been bored on quarantine, maybe you're unhappy somewhere else, come join us. Hey, use that code UpNorth, 20% off a VIP membership today. You can check out, just look here. We have our wall of wins, just some of the recent ones, obviously from last fall, where B Clinks, we can talk about him in a second here, his $1 million win. But Beavis 30, guy had just an absolute week, right? $15,000 or $8,000 there, $42,500 there. Just talking about, having the game theory, and that's maybe the best part about the community that we have at DFS Army is, not only do we have multiple sports for every coach or multiple coaches for every sport, but we have, this huge community of people bouncing ideas off each other, talking about strategy. And it's awesome to see another $11,000. I mean, Beavis had a life-changing week last week, in the middle of a pandemic with nothing. Outside of these small UFC events, there's nothing going on. I really just, it makes me so happy to see these guys winning this life-changing money. T-Berg, $14,000 in there. Look at right around, big time names, BMJ, Big Papa Gates. We got just regular average Joes in here crushing. Counter-Strike. Aaron's been crushing it with his analysis there. B-Doc, almost $12,000. It goes on. Shook, 10,000, on and on. League of Legends, right? There's B Clinks again, 20K. The guy's having a big week. So it's been a really fun little break here for us with no sports, getting into some of these other sports. But guess what? Now sports are coming back. I've been working on the golf stuff for us. We've been doing the outlaw golf and really been crushing there, looking to have a big time round 3. I'm recording this on Thursday today, looking to have a big time round 3 for our guys in outlaw golf and hopefully send some people home with some money. But in the meantime, right, we have something very exciting going on Sunday, and that is the match. All right, the match number 3. If you guys watched the match a couple of years ago, Tiger and Phil, now they are getting partners. All right, so they are going to play an 18-hole match play event at Medalist Golf Club, which is Tiger's home course, down in Florida. I'm super excited about it. There are some DraftKings, FanDuel are doing some things, but the site that I really want to talk to you guys about today is Thrive Fantasy. All right, before all this pandemic started, we had been crushing over on Thrive. What Thrive is a prop-based site. All right, so you pick whether, are Tiger and Peyton going to make 4.5 birdies, more or less? And each one has a certain point total, right? So you pick 5 props out of 10, boom, done. You put them in. There's no salary cap. You just say, okay, I think this is going to happen. All right. And there's tons of overlay all the time, which means that really you're paying no rake. You have a good chance. Before this started, there was times where we had, basically 2-3 spots that in a contest that weren't filled or that didn't cash. All right, so there's tons of money to be made over there. And here's the exciting part. I'm putting this out on Thursday for a reason. This event's not till Sunday, right? But if you deposit on Thrive Fantasy today, they will match up to $200. Doesn't matter if you're already a member. So I'm gonna in a minute here put in my $200, get 200 back. Right. Those of you who are familiar with sports books, they have these deposit bonuses all the time. Some sites have deposit bonuses for new members. Right. So you don't have to be a new member. If you've played there before, you're a DFS Army sub, maybe you played with us before over there and crushed, you put $200 in, you get 200 back. Some of these sports betting sites, you're talking 6, 7x rollover. What that means is that you have to play through that money 6 or 7 times. before you can pull it out. Here at Thrive, for today only, this is Thursday only till midnight. All right. If you deposit $200, they will match it. You deposit 20, 50, 100, doesn't matter, all the way up to $200. They will match it, and you only have to play through it once. That's incredible. That's an incredible deal. All right. So we're going to look at the contest structure here in a minute. We're going to look at some of the contests for this, and you're going to go, oh my, like, just a fantastic investment. I have no doubt that there's going to be overlay for this event. They've put in like this $5,000 guaranteed tournament for the match, and I am super excited about it. All right. If you are not a DFS Army sub, or all right, if you subscribe or if you deposit on Thrive for the first time and put DFS Army in as the code, not only will you get that match, but you can become a DFS Army sub for a month for free. This is how that works. All right. So if we look here, free month offer, I'll pull this up. So if you deposit of at least $20 on Thrive, all right, you're going to get a welcome email from them. You forward that to ffootballgeek@gmail.com. Let us know the username that you signed up for. Once you deposit, you get that deposit confirmation. Boom. You'll get instructions back on getting a free month. I think this is a great time to get in on DFS Army. Like I said, we've been crushing, but now real sports are coming back. That is where we make our bread and butter, right? NASCAR's back right now. The guys have been crushing. I mean, we have arguably the best NASCAR team in the business. I know there's, I think RG's got a great team over there. But bar none, I think we are, the best tools, the best team, and arguably the best optimizer in the business, right? You can put in dominators, things like that, and just really, really crush the NASCAR. So like I said, you make a deposit of at least $20, use code DFS Army, email that stuff to Geek, boom, free month. Awesome. So that gets you what? Today is the 21st. That'll get you all the way to June 21st. And guess what? That'll also get you first week of PGA, right? So if you're a golf fan, you're following me because of that, right? That gets that first week at Colonial. Golf is going to ramp up in a very big way here in June. So not only are we going to get these contests, we're going to get these huge contests, right? There's a Millie Maker for first week. We're looking at almost all of the top 10 playing in these events that they've never played in before. I'm super excited. And I really think that this match this weekend starts that big run of golf. All right. So let's talk a little bit about Thrive Fantasy. I'm going to go in. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to talk about a couple of props. But then if you want where I'm looking at on all 10 props, you're going to have to become a DFS Army VIP to get in and get that info to hopefully come out with, I think there's a chance for us to make some serious money this weekend. It's not, the $1 million prize pools that we're going to see in a couple weeks in PGA. But at the same time, right, like, as a guy who plays quite a bit, like I'm just looking to 3x, 4x my money as often as I can, right? I don't need that huge win. And I think that's maybe what some of the lesser experienced players look at. They go, oh, if I don't win $10,000, like, why am I even playing it? It's not about that, right? It's about building that bankroll, right? I'll take out $1,000 every 2 weeks. No question. Like, I love that. That's awesome. That's a great return on my investment. So just because the prize pools aren't big, and what we're seeing this weekend on Thrive is actually some of the biggest prize pools that we've seen over there for golf. But just know that you don't necessarily have to be, and really you probably shouldn't be playing these huge contests. Like, I'm a big believer in just, I play for a regular weekend in golf, I'm going to play 2-3 lineups. I'm going to enter those lineups in cash. They're not cash lineups, but I'm just looking to 2, 3, 4x my money. If I hit and have that 1%, top 1%, top 0.05% lineup, that wins a GPP, great. But at the end of the day, like, if I come out on Sunday afternoon and I'm 3-4x, boom, that's a huge week for me. If I come out even, great. Obviously, what I don't want to do is lose money. And with the overlay that we're seeing on Thrive, it's going to be really hard for you to lose money over there. So let's take a look at Thrive and their contests. All right. And we'll talk a little bit about what this looks like. So I'm going to go back to the contest lobby here. All right. So we're going to go to golf. When they do come back, obviously maybe you haven't played at Thrive before. They have great NFL props, baseball, basketball, golf. They do some of these sports like Counter-Strike, League of Legends. So it's pretty fun. So here we go. $25 Tiger versus Phil contest. So this is their big contest this week. It's $5,000 guaranteed. All right. So if we look at that, Oh, you got to pick 7 out of 10 for this. All right, that's okay. I like that. I actually think that makes it a little bit better of a chance that you're not going to split the first place prize. All right, so you got to just leave 3 props that you don't pick. All right, let's look at the prize payouts though. $12.50 for first on a $25 entry. Like, I'll take that all day. Love this payout structure. $8.50, $5.50, $3.25, all the way down to 46th place gets $30, right? So they get $5 more than their payout. 46 out of $225. Yeah, that's not bad. That's a pretty good scoring. You know, they got some guys in here already. Oh, only 1 entry each, right? So with a 12 entry max, you're not going to see a ton of guys who are coming in here trying to get every sort of combination, and really you can't for 10. So let's talk a little bit about the match here before we kind of look at the picks. We got Tiger and Phil, or Tiger versus Phil. Tiger's paired with Peyton Manning. Phil's paired with Tom Brady. All right. I think this will be I mean, you're not doing anything on Sunday afternoon. Might as well watch a couple hours of golf, and hopefully this is a little bit better than what we watched last week, right? And I think it will. I personally think Peyton Manning's a pretty funny guy. I think that he's going to be pretty chatty the whole time, not like the last time Tiger and Phil played, where we watched them play 18 holes and barely say anything to each other. So they're playing this at Medalist golf course. All right. Medalist is Tiger's home course. It is a very difficult course. All right. We haven't seen it since like 1995, at least on TV, when I think it was Greg Norman and Gary Player played, or Greg Norman and somebody played a match play there for one of the old Mutual of Omaha match play events that they used to have on TV on Wide World of Sports. So it's a beautiful course. It's obviously a private membership, $15,000 a year to be a member there. Going to be in great condition. So we obviously know that Tiger's a good golfer. We know that Phil has been struggling, but at times he's been pretty good. And I think match play really sets up well for Phil because he can make an 8 and it doesn't really matter. All right. So I do like, those two, I think are a decent head-to-head matchup. I think where maybe the edge is going to be here is that Peyton Manning is arguably a much better golfer than Tom Brady. So if we look at their golf handicap index, meaning like, just like you and I, those guys enter scores into the handicap index. Brady is around an 8. And Manning's around a 6. All right. So what that means, if you're not familiar with how the handicapping works, is that on average, it would say that on an average 72 hole course, Brady would shoot 79 on an average 72 hole or a par 72 course. Manning would shoot Brady's an 8. So Brady would shoot 80, Manning would shoot 78. All right. So Manning on average is about 2 strokes better. Here at Medalist, where it's a little bit tougher course, we're looking at adjusted handicaps for those two at 11 and 9. All right. But here's what you really need to dive into. So right there, you think, okay, those guys are pretty even. And on a good day, Brady might beat Manning. Here's what we really need to look at, though. When Brady's played. Okay. So a handicap waits so many rounds, right? Brady's low rounds are from all the way back in 2014, where he has a couple of 82s and 83s. Since then, he's really struggled. All right. So, I mean, the guy's been playing a ton. He hasn't played in the Pebble Beach Pro-Am in a while, which Manning almost won a couple of years ago by really carrying Luke Donald to a top 5 finish there in the Pro-Am portion. But Brady just hasn't played a ton. Now he's had contract negotiations. He's had to move to Tampa. He has become a member, it sounds like, at Seminole, where Rory and those guys played last week. But he only has 1 round in April. It was a mid-80s round. The nice part is that Brady has played Medalist before, so he's seen this. The bad part for Brady is that he shot 106. All right. So he has admittedly said that he is struggling right now. And because of that, I think that's going to really hurt Phil. So you have a Phil who at times has been really, really poor, and Brady, like this could be a Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning like runaway. All right. Now, the trick is that this event is going to be a little bit different. So they're going to play they're going to play their own ball in the first 9 holes. All right. I think that's a big benefit to Tiger and Manning. Then they're going to play the back 9 with alternate shot. All right. Tiger has typically been a little bit of a struggle in alternate shot, where Phil has been pretty good. Phil is very good in being in bad positions and making things happen. So I like that maybe a little bit more for Brady and them. But knowing that there's those 2 different formats, right? that has to change a little bit of how we're going to attack these contests. And the other thing is that we're basically going to throw away a hole, because on hole number 5, they are going to play with one club. All right. So I'm assuming that nobody's making, I mean, maybe you make a par there. It's an easy par 4, but what club are you choosing? You know, they did this at the Skins game in Japan last year. Tiger chose 4-iron, made a par on a par 5, but like on a shorter par 4 here, what's going to happen? So let's take a quick look at Medalist, just to kind of talk about this course. It's a fun course. I'm excited to see it on TV, just like I was excited to see Seminole last week and didn't disappoint. Seminole was a beautiful club. So we look at here, it's about 71-33. I would imagine that they're going to play it a little bit shorter. I'm under the assumption that they're going to play at the same tees. It's possible that Manning and Brady get shorter tees, and I think that actually probably benefits Brady. Brady is pretty long off the tee. He's got a much smoother swing than Peyton. Peyton just scores better. Brady's short game isn't great. Just in watching some of the old highlights from Pebble Beach Pro-Am when Brady and Manning played, you're going to watch these guys swing and you're going to go, okay, Brady's got a much better swing than Peyton Manning, at least on paper. Looking back at that, I mean, now he's barely played. He has 1 round in 2020 compared to Manning. You know, Manning played 20 rounds last year, and I think Brady calculated 2, or put 2 into the golf handicap index. So, yeah, I think that benefits Brady a little, because if he's able to bomb it out there, especially in that alternate shot, I think that could benefit Phil and Brady on the backside. So, you know, we got a classic 72, so we got 4 par 5s that they can score on. That's going to come into play here when we talk about Eagles. There's a couple of par 3s. Most of these par 3s are, I think all of them, yeah, right at 200 yards or shorter, so not super long. The other thing that'll come into play here is that Brady and Manning will both get 3 strokes on the front. All right. So on hole number 2, what that means is that Brady, it's the number 1 handicap. So they'll get strokes on 2, 9, and 6. So what that means is that if Brady makes a 5, he will get a net 4, meaning a par. If Manning makes a 4, he'll get a net 3, meaning a birdie. So with those bumps that they get on those 3 holes, like if they just play like average, like, you know, if they make pars, they're looking in good shape for birdies, and that's gonna affect our birdie totals that we'll see here on Thrive in a second. On the back, like we're gonna throw away hole number 4, this 398 par 4, right? That's gonna be essentially for me a throwaway hole. I'm assuming everybody's gonna make par there, maybe bogeys. But then on the back, right, we're looking at alternate shot, and with alternate shot, I'm assuming, just looking at it right now, if it was me, I would have you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I would probably, gosh, I would actually rather have Brady if I don't know. You want Tiger or Phil to to tee off on the par 5s, right? If you're one of those guys, right? Or par 5, we're going to see an eagle here on 18 guaranteed. It's a big dog leg, but I think we do see an eagle. I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to see what their strategy is for driving it on those holes. But so it's a great test of golf. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Let's get to some of these props. I'm going to give you my favorite one and one that I am avoiding, and then we are going to have the rest of it for our guys in our VIP Slack chat that you can become a member of if you make your first deposit on Thrive. Send those emails in. Come join us. Use code DFSUpNorth if you just want to sign up now. Get 20% off for life. So looking at these props. Oof, zoomed in way too far. All right. So we've got it's Team Phil, Team Tiger. So what the prop, let's talk about how this works, right? So Team Phil. The prop is 68.5 total strokes. So what you are trying to guess here on this prop is, are they going to shoot more than 68.5 or less than 68.5? If you choose the under, right, that means that you get 110 points. If that happens. So if they shoot 68, you get 110 points. If you choose the under and they shoot 69, then you don't get anything. All right. If you, again, the opposite of the over, right? So if you pick the over and they shoot 69, you get 90 points. If they shoot 68, though, you get nothing. All right. Tigers. So obviously this implies, I mean, Tiger and Peyton are fairly big favorites right now. But it implies that they're going to beat them by a stroke, right? Eagles. I'll give you this little tidbit. I really like both of the overs here. So what that means is that I think we're going to see an eagle. And the reason being is, let me see 1 second here. Do we get a bump on a par 5? No, we don't get a bump on a par 5, but I just really think that I think there's a good chance that we see an eagle, and not only on the par 5s, but we have some drivable par 4s here as well. Phil at 3.5 birdies, right? So that's birdies only. That doesn't include eagles. Tiger 4.5 total birdies. Again, birdies only, not eagles. So if I think that, we're going to see these guys shoot 4-5 under to win this thing. Again, it's not about the total score. We're guessing on scores here, but it's about winning holes for them. So I think that 3.5 total birdies is very interesting. I think that we probably see Team Phil get that. I think that the under is probably not very much in play here. But are they going to make, so what you're saying is if they go over, right? So if you go over and over, right? So if you go Team Phil over, so they're going to make an eagle and they're going to make 4 birdies. That puts them at 600. They're probably going to win this, right? So if you're going to vote, if you're going to have those two in your lineup, you probably want to go under here as well, right? We'll take the 110 points. It's not realistic for them to probably make bogeys here. I don't see too many bogeys happening, but yeah, definitely in play. And the same thing for Tiger, right? If you're going to go over 5.5, you don't necessarily need the eagle here, but if you're going to go over 4.5 birdies, that means that they make 5 birdies, then that's an automatic under 70. I mean, you're going to shoot 67 if they make 5 birdies, as long as they don't make a bogey. And I don't see guys making bogeys here too much, especially in a format like this, unless they really struggle to putt. And the other thing is that we're going to see conceded putts. So let's say Phil and Tiger are on the green on a par 4. Tiger's putting for par and Phil's putting for 4. If Phil makes that, he's just going to give Tiger that 5, right? Whether it's 100 feet or 3 feet, right? So we could see Tiger in a position to make a bogey or Phil in a position to make a bogey, and the other team tells them to pick it up because it doesn't matter, right? So that should come into your thought process a little bit too, and that's kind of here with 11.5 total pars. It's a good number, right? They set the lines here very well. The Phil one's about average. So if you think they're going to have a decorative card with lots of circles, right, you're going to put under, right? Over, I like as well. I probably like a little bit more. I don't see Phil making more than 6 birdies and eagles and bogeys, I guess. But if you do, then that's what you're going to want to get on. I think pars and bogeys, I really like the under here on Phil. This last one is a sucker bet. All right. Nobody's going to get a hole in one, right? I mean, I've been golfing for, I don't know, I'm 31 now. So 16 years, no, longer than that, almost 20 years, longer than 20 years. I've seen 2 hole in ones. All right. Most of the time I didn't see them because I was, maybe had a beer in my hand or whatever, but watch 2 drop, right? In thousands and thousands of rounds. It happens maybe once every couple of tournaments, but with 4 guys playing a difficult, I just don't see it happening. If it does, you're absolutely going to need it, but we're talking like a 1% chance that this happens in this event, that somebody gets a hole in one. Especially if it, we're going to watch the weather coming into Saturday. If it's going to be windy, then that's an absolute no-go. You don't want to bet the under. You don't need 10 points. That's insane, right? So if we're picking 6 of 7, yeah, so like I need one more. Let's say I go Tiger makes an eagle. Let's say we get 2 eagles. I really think that this we see this maximum points down here. So that's, I think, 7 positions filled. I really do think that you're going to want to be around 750 to 800 in your max or more in your maximum point total. I think that's kind of where we're going to see GPP wins. All right. I'm not sure. Do I have anything like low here? Anything over 18 is going to be a nice cash. In my opinion, or 800 is going to be a really nice cash in my opinion. But I think that, you get 600, you can cash, you can min cash as well. So if you're just, like I said, it's not necessary. If you're building multiple lineups, you should be building a couple of just safe lineups. And we'll talk about that in our VIP Slack chat for guys. So again, take advantage of this opportunity. If you've never played on Thrive before, deposit, right? Send those emails to us. So not only are you going to get a $200 match on your deposit, but you're also going to get a free month of DFS Army. Get in. We'll get you signed up. We'll get you in there. Do all that. If you're a DFS Army sub and you want to use that, use this to, increase your bankroll over there, do it. Play through one time, pull it all out. Who cares, right? That's awesome. I mean, they're literally giving you free money, especially when you consider how much overlay there is in here all the time. So get in, let's do this. Let's have some fun. I'm really excited about it. I will have content for you guys for our DFS Army subs in our Slack chat. Oh, I didn't even talk about the one I loved, right? So obviously the hole-in-one prop is the prop that I am absolutely not on, but I really do like Phil under 110. I know I talked about how Brady struggled, things like that, but I just think in this format, they're going to set up for birdies, right? They want stuff to happen. So I think for sure we're going to see Phil make it or shoot 4 under, Phil and Brady. So I like it. That's my favorite. I like the 110 points, and I think actually I like both the unders here. So if you I gave you two props to start your contest with, and I like the Eagles too. So get involved, get that deposit bonus. Even if you don't become a DFS Army sub, get that deposit bonus. Otherwise, or send us those emails, become a sub, or if you just want to skip all that and use code UpNorth, 20% off VIP membership rate today, that would be awesome. So I'm excited for Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to chatting with you guys and hopefully making you some money.